He was nearly thrown out of the building, dismissed as just another black kid who didn't belong. But 20 minutes later, silence gripped the boardroom as that same boy, barely 16, stood between the CEO and the collapse of a $30 million deal. With flawless Japanese rolling off his tongue, he wasn't just translating words, he was rewriting assumptions. Nobody knew he was the janitor's son. Nobody saw this coming. This is the story of unseen genius, racial bias, and an unexpected hero. Welcome, story lovers. Comment your city and join the conversation. Every evening after school, Malik would help his father clean the 20th floor offices of a prestigious tech firm. No one paid them much attention. To most, they were invisible, just background figures in pressed blue uniforms. Malik didn't mind. He used those quiet hours to listen, to learn. When the offices emptied, he'd practice French from online. Videos mimic German podcasts and scribble Mandarin characters onto the edges of discarded reports. 7 languages. Self-taught. Unnoticed, his father always said, "Son, knowledge is power even if no one sees it yet." Malik believed him, but he never imagined just how much that power would matter. Then came the day of the Japan delegation's visit. The air was buzzing. Security was tighter. The CEO's assistant had called in sick. Malik's father was told not to bring extra help, but Malik came anyways just to help carry supplies. That's when everything began to unravel. As Malik entered the lobby with a mop and bucket, a security guard stopped him cold. "You weren't on the clearance list," he barked. Malik explained he was with his father. But the guard's eyes narrowed. "You're not allowed up there today." Before he could say more, another guard joined in. They grabbed Malik by the arm and began pushing him toward the exit. Inside the elevator, foreign executives waited. The Japanese investors were uneasy. They'd flown across the world for a meeting that was already off schedule. The CEO, red-faced and panicked, kept apologizing for the translator who hadn't shown. One wrong word could ruin a deal years in the making. As Malik was being shoved through the side door, he heard it trap a Japanese spilling from the elevator intercom. His brain translated on instinct. The investors were pulling out. Something about miscommunication, disrespect, backpedaling. He turned, heart pounding, and shouted to the lobby, "Wait, I can help." Laughter followed. "You? Help with what?" He stepped forward, ignoring the stares. "I speak Japanese." Stillness. "Then prove it." And he did. And flawless. Respectful language that silenced the room. The guards let go. Phones came out. Executives leaned forward. Malik walked past the velvet ropes into a world that had never made room for boys like him. Until now, Malik stood at the center of the boardroom, sweat gathering at his temples, heart racing. The CEO handed him a folder. Inside, technical documents and cultural nuances most adults wouldn't grasp. But Malik did. He translated, explained, he clarified. The Japanese delegation's posture relaxed. They nodded, smiled. The CEO looked at Malik like he'd just discovered buried treasure. And in a way, he had. The deal worth $30 million was salvaged, inked, and sealed because of a janitor's son. Hours ago, he was nearly dragged out like a criminal. Now he was being offered a scholarship, a mentorship, a seat at the table. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. That day changed Malik's life, but it also revealed a deeper truth. How many others like him go unseen, unheard, dismissed? How many dreams are swept aside with the trash simply because of where someone stands or what they wear? Malik didn't just save a deal. He shattered an illusion. That brilliance has a look. That value has a color. That a janitor's son belongs. In silence, today, he's studying international business, fluent in even more languages. His story inspires thousands, but it started with a moment of injustice. And a boy brave enough to speak anyway. So ask yourself, how many Maliks are we overlooking today? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.